Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. I came across this pretty hilarious article published by Blizzard themselves. Meet the designer of one of Hearthstone's most popular expansions. Well, I don't really have much to say about the other content of this article, but this claim that the article begins with this claim. One of the most popular Hearthstone expansions in years, Murder at Castle Nathria launched in August to historically high levels of engagement. And there's a pretty interesting claim. As it happens, I was just doing research into popularity of Hearthstone for other reasons. And yeah, but what are they really claiming here? Historically high levels of engagement. What is engagement? I mean, engagement usually you refer to like buzz on social media or something. You might refer to just like the money that people give you. What are historically high levels? Is it like compared to year on year, compared to a previous expansion, compared to the lifetime of Hearthstone? It surely cannot be compared to lifetime of Hearthstone because, yeah, I have some numbers here. I'm going to show you how that just is not going to fly. But anyway, pretty big claims about Murder at Castle Nathria. So is Murder at Castle Nathria a huge success? Let's take a look at some numbers. Unfortunately, I don't have actual financial numbers about this because Blizzard does not give data on the performance of individual games. Blizzard as a whole, we know that Blizzard has been losing players for many years. It's just endless, there's no turn in sight, and Blizzard has been making less and less money. So those are things that we know about, which make it a little bit dubious that Castle Nathria would be one of the most popular expansions ever in Hearthstone. But what about other ways to measure engagement, popularity? For example, we could use Google Trends and look through web search. So web search popularity for keyword Hearthstone. Hearthstone, actually, fun fact, Hearthstone popularity peaked with the Grand Tournament. The popularity number here is an index number, so 100 means that that's 100%, that's the peak, and everything else is related to that. So yeah. Castle Nathria popularity. Castle Nathria launched at popularity of 13 during its launch month with web searches, which was the exact same level of popularity as Voyage to the Sunken City. This can be considered pretty good because Castle Nathria is the second expansion of the year, and typically first expansion of the year is always the strongest. You know, first expansion, standard rotation, that's typically when there's a peak over a previous expansion. And then year on year, Castle Nathria also, for the first time in a while, managed to be an improvement in year on year during its launch month. However, then when we come, alright, what about the second month? United Installment was historically poor. It was the poorest expansion in web search of all time. And yeah, Castle Nathria is better year on year than United Installment when it comes to Hearthstone web searches. But overall, it is still less popular than Voyage to Sunken City after 1 month in, so the decrease, the slope at which people are just losing interest in Castle Nathria is actually pretty high. Another way to measure engagement would be to measure engagement through Twitch viewership. We have Twitch average viewership numbers month by month, only from the beginning of 2017, so we don't have the actual peak of Hearthstone here. These are average viewer numbers for Hearthstone category. Alright, Castle Nathria. Oh, actually, in Twitch viewership, it kind of bombed. It certainly has not been that great. It even started with just 25k, popularity after 1 month, 24k. It hasn't bled viewers as much as some of the other expansions have, but it's by no means a stellar success either. Another way that we could take a look at Castle Nathria's engagement would be to look at, okay, what about YouTube search? So if we take Google Trends again, YouTube search, then we have index numbers. So popularity, again, Grand Tournament was the peak interest in Hearthstone on YouTube at 100%. And Castle Nathria opened with 8% popularity compared to Grand Tournament on YouTube search. Alright, so that was better than Voyage to the Sunken City, that was better than Fractured in Alterac Valley. However, after just 1 month, numbers have been dropping on YouTube really fast. And Castle Nathria right now is actually the least popular Hearthstone expansion of all time when it comes to YouTube numbers. However, this methodology has some weaknesses, because when we look at Hearthstone, it's hard to separate Hearthstone and then Battlegrounds. Mercenaries. So there are other factors that come into play with just Hearthstone numbers other than just the expansion. However, in that regard, like Castle Nathria, 1 month in, we would be hitting exactly the time when Battlegrounds got a really major update. So popularity falling that hard even through that Battlegrounds update, that is not promising news at all. So, one of the most popular Hearthstone expansions in years, Murder at Castle Nathria. What can we say about Murder at Castle Nathria when we actually look at some numbers? We can say that the hype for Castle Nathria actually was pretty good. There was quite a bit of interest in Castle Nathria. Quite a bit of people were interested. I mean, Shadowlands, this murder mystery theme, communications about Castle Nathria before the release were pretty good. But once Castle Nathria was actually released, not a lot of people are watching on Twitch, so the gameplay is not really interesting. Web searches, YouTube searches falling just in free fall, basically. So, yeah, most popular Hearthstone expansion, one of the most popular Hearthstone expansions in years. Actually, Castle Nathria was a very well hyped expansion that had good initial engagement in that sense, but shortly after its launch, it's totally bombed, and Hearthstone is currently experiencing rock bottom viewership. But yeah, interesting things that you can do with words. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.